Hey guys, Nate and Scott from PlayYourCourt.com, and today we're going to show you how to beat the dreaded pusher, like my good buddy Scott here.
So today we're talking about everybody's favorite subject, the dreaded pusher. And really, no matter what skill level you are, you're going to run into this type of player at some point. So let's talk about it. First, I want to define a pusher. We're all so scared of these players, but when you actually look at what they're doing, they're not so scary. A pusher is somebody who does no damage. They're not hitting a lot of winners. They're just putting the ball back in the court, and they're letting you beat yourself. So don't be scared. This is a good thing. These players are just going to get the ball back in the court, and they're going to give you plenty of opportunities to set the point up and beat them if you're just patient. So that's what I want you to focus on. When you're playing a pusher, be patient. Wait for the right balls to attack. So you might be asking, well, what are the right balls to attack? And there's some obvious examples. A ball that's hit short in the court and brings you in, of course, you're going to attack. But some other opportunities to look out for when you're playing a pusher and you're trying to set the point up is to attack when balls are in the middle of the court or when you're balanced. To see a lot of players, they get frustrated, the pusher's moving the ball around, they're out of position, they're just over it, and they just go for way too much when they're out of position or off balance. And this is really the time you're most likely to make a mistake. So what I want you to think about, wait for the right opportunities, a ball that's short or a ball that's in the middle third of the court where you can get your balance, transfer your weight, maybe even step into the ball to add some more power and do some damage.
All right, so you might be wondering, what if I'm just not getting the short ball? What if the ball isn't in midcourt and I can't move forward to attack the pusher? One of the issues that we run into is that oftentimes when we're playing the pusher, we play the point laterally behind the baseline, moving to my right for the forehand and moving to my left for the backhand. Part of the problem with this is that the pusher's relying upon you making mistakes, and often they're going to prey on your weaker side. For most of us, that happens to be our backhand. A simple strategy that'll help diffuse this situation is to use our inside out, inside in forehand. And what we're going to do is we're going to split the court 60-40. So where this used to be my backhand, I'm now going to make these forehands. So what is the advantage of the inside out, inside in forehand? The first is the angle in which you can direct the ball. We can find a shorter angle out to their backhand, moving them forward. Oftentimes the pusher does not anticipate nor like being pulled forward. And we can also spread the angle to the inside in. To clarify, the inside out is when I'm working on the inside of the ball, working away from my body, hitting to a righty's backhand. The inside in, working to the left, and I'm striking the ball on the outside, working down the line. All right. This will also allow us to get a little bit more forward into the court, where I can also anticipate another short ball. This takes us to our second opportunity here. We're looking for a swing volley or a transition volley. All right, so you might be thinking, what in the world is a swing volley? A swing volley is your normal forehand, whether it be your semi-western or your eastern forehand. But as this ball is lofted up, I'm going to take this ball with my forehand, I'm going to swing under the ball, and I'm going to work my way forward up to the net. If the ball doesn't have much loft, I'm going to work through a transition volley where I will then play deep into the court and anticipate the lob for an overhead, or I'll close the net for a put-away volley. One of the key ingredients of a pusher, one of their biggest weapons, is something called the reset button. And this reset button is exactly what it sounds like. When you get them in trouble, they throw up a high ball where you typically will back up on, and the point resets. Here with this transition volley or this swing volley, we don't give up ground and we proceed forward. The next strategy we're going to implement, if all else fails, taking the ball on the inside out, taking the ball in the air, if these strategies still are not working, we have one other thing that we can do. And this is to bring the pusher into the net. The vast majority of the time, pushers are not going to be comfortable at net. So the main thing that we need to do is, by using underspin and pulling them forward, is not try to hit winners on the drop shot. Often with a lot of my students, the mistake is they try to make the drop shot too good, and they proceed to make additional errors playing into the hands of the pusher. So with this drop shot, my only goal is to get the pusher in, and from there I will look for the passing shot, or I will look for the lob.
So in summary, there's 4 major things you want to think about when you're playing a pusher. Number 1 is definitely patience. Remember, these guys and gals don't do damage. They're going to give you a lot of opportunities, so just be patient and wait for the right ball.
Number 2 is attack from the middle. Look for your inside out, inside in forehand.
Number 3, once you've done some damage with this inside out, inside in forehand, is get to the net. Pushers, again, just like to get the ball back in play. When you get yourself up to the net and put the pressure on them to pass you, they're very uncomfortable.
And number 4, if all else fails, bring the pusher in using drop shots, not winners, but drop shots to pull them in to look for the passing shot or the lob.
If you can remember these 4 things, I think you'll find pushers aren't quite so scary and you're going to have a lot more success in your matches against them.
Even at 215 pounds, pushers aren't scary. We'll see you guys soon.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really want you to improve your tennis game. The problem is I don't really know anything about you or your skill level. So what I want you to do, click the button below, answer a couple of quick questions for me about your game. I'm then going to send you custom tailored content with things that you specifically need to be working on to improve your game. Just click the button below, answer a couple of questions, and I'll do the rest.